have Russel. So Russell automatically starts talking about oxygen and upper chest. So I think it's safe to say that maybe this is potentially like a father figure for you. Passive, something medical, had a hard time breathing right at the end of his life. And then he shows me a time two, excuse me, and then he shows me a ×2, which is talking about, like, I think it was maybe more than one medical thing that all kind of added up. And then and then he shows me like a picture with frayed edges to kind of like show the age of it. And like maybe we still have some things or photos of him that we kept. So it'd be like photos. And then I also got a sign symbol of like a shirt or something that we wore in honor of his memory. Excuse me, I'm going to have to scoot that up. Excuse me. All right, and I know that these go very quickly. And then you have other people on the other side, so let me know if this one resonates, and then I'd like to bring in at least one more person here. I wore his shirt in my graduation photos. How significant is that? Who is that for you? So she says, I wore his shirt in my graduation photos. And what did he say? And I'm like, this is like a photo. It's like a memory over time. It shows the wear and tear. I also see his shirt. She wore, it's her uncle, and she wore his shirt in her graduation photos. And he knows that you did that. That is an amazing way to confirm that he is still with you, to bring up something so specific right off the bat. That is awesome. Okay, let's do a little more too. So now he's also telling me that the way he passed was really suddenly, and it almost seemed like a collection of a couple things that happened, and it really affected him being able to breathe or his oxygen. He goes, I just never would have expected it would have been that way. Almost seemed like I could more expect me being like, you know, I'm going to eat Skittles while I'm on here just to annoy myself, apparently. I got to. Okay. It almost seems like it's internal. I don't notice everything. How do you end up passing? He gives me an analogy where I'm just like, okay, maybe he's just like sick or blah, 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 or has this sickness, and then I look in, it's like moldy, or like something's gone wronger than I thought. Let's say we're passing with something medical, and then something totally like left field happens to us. All right, hold on, Alicia. I hear you, but I'm not going to be able to get to you in the middle of somebody else's reading. So between readings, absolutely. Or you can get yourself a reading, and we can absolutely talk to Jacob. Absolutely, I'm here for you. That's literally why I do these. And I'm doing freebies tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Happy to help, guys. That's what I'm here for. And if you guys want to support what I do in between feedback, any amount of shares and likes on any videos, even if you're watching from my YouTube, if you could heart this video right now, I'd really appreciate it. Oh. So she says that he actually took his own life. So, suddenly unexpected. How'd you do it? First of all, I'm not sure this was the first attempt, now that we went 1, 2, 3. Primarily a way that cut off his oxygen. It was a snap, quick decision. Multiple things wrong. This must be mental. I get the word trending in my mind, so it happens again and again and again and again and again. So this is like, I don't necessarily not expect him to go like this. I just didn't expect it to be the timing. With a weapon. Yeah, like it's kind of inevitable or not uncommon that he may bring something like this up, but we definitely didn't think like now is the time. I think that would have been the He's very clairaudient, so pause for you. You most likely, Paige, are clairaudient yourself, so it means you hear your name being called when no one else is around all the time. You might feel like I gotta turn down the radio, and like you go to turn down the radio and there's actually no radio on, like you get a lot of brain static. He communicates, he communicates, in a clairaudient way because it comes in bursts and words, and he says influence, so whether there was a situation or like a chemical influence as well. Okay, pause. Then, okay, he says, hold on, he said saw it coming. So whether he was on a bender or he was on like a mental health crisis or had went through a hard time, I looked through the timeline of his life, or like um let's say it's like a situation, like it was just a peak of a situation. Like I know he had talked about doing it over time, or like maybe this not even being like the first attempt, but there's this mental health illness mixed with like a life change in some way that kind of brings it about. And then she says, I never met him, but him and I are almost the same person. And because you probably feel it. I love how I'm like, hey, you're clairaudient, he's clairaudient. You're like, hey, Kato, crazy shit, but I never met him, but I feel like we're the same person. And I'm sitting here telling you, you know, how you guys are the same in real life. And so Paige had said and confirmed for us that it definitely was a hard time in this person's life, and then that's why it ended up happening. Okay, beautiful. And not to keep you too long, but I just want to tell you that you have this female primary guardian angel. She said she's okay. She said she ends up passing in a medical way. She gives me like a sign symbol kind of like of cancer, but she probably like declined medically, had a hard time walking toward the end of her life. And one of the benefits of doing one of these readings is you get to see me design your page as we go. And then she says to us, Miss Page says, and that's my grandma. So grandma comes through for you as primary guardian angel, and then your uncle comes through. And honestly, this fact about the picture and the graduation shirt, it's pretty incredible. Thank you so much for bringing him on with us.